Kansas City police say last night's deadly shooting outside of a club highlights a dangerous trend. Gunmen willing to open fire no matter who's nearby.
Armed security and police don't stop them from pulling the trigger. KCTV5's Emily Rittman reports from outside the 9 Ultra Lounge where 2 people were killed.
Right now, balloons are placed to honor the woman who was killed and the 15 people who were hurt. Those customers went from simply standing in line outside of this club to ducking and running to survive. Police say a private security guard shot and killed 29-year-old Jerron Swift. According to investigators, Swift grabbed a high-powered gun and started shooting at a crowd of people who were waiting in line to go into 9 Ultra Lounge.
We know that there was multiple firearms involved. So we think the security guard's actions definitely saved lives.
Police already had eyes on the club after complaints.
We'd had a drive-by shooting in the lot in the past.
Let's go, man!
Because of the Chiefs game and possible wild celebrations, the police department had extra officers on duty, proactively patrolling entertainment districts around Kansas City last night.
Officers had done a check of the parking lot and were less than a minute out when we received our first call. So we had just been there. We had hundreds of people fleeing, both in cars, on foot, all kinds of things last night. It was a very intense scene, to say the least.
KCTV5 News talked to a security guard who witnessed the traumatic shooting who wished to remain anonymous.
1 second, everybody was just sitting there trying to get in the club. I believe it was probably at capacity in there, honestly. And then next thing you know, boom, boom, boom. About 5 shots rang out. People start falling, scattering.
Chief Rick Smith says officers are constantly working to try to put an end to the culture of violence in Kansas City.
We could have 20,000 cops. On most of these incidents we're seeing, we were there a minute before. Several of the other high-profile shootings in Kansas City, Westport, some of the other clubs that we've had, officers were standing within 25 yards of all the shootings, and the shooting still occurred.
Last November, police were nearby when 4 people were shot outside Bacala, an adult nightclub. Last August, off-duty officers caught suspected killer Deontay Kopney, who was charged with shooting and killing Aaron Langhofer after firing into a crowd at First Fridays.
The violent crime Achilles heel keeps coming up time and time again. And I can tell you, the police department, you could give us 5,000 people. We can't change the dynamics of someone's thought.
Bro, are you hit?
Reporting from Kansas City, Emily Rittman, KCTV5 News.